Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson 10.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Mandalorian, episode 7, Guns for Hire. Just like the episode with the doctor, just cut the whole middle part out.
Yeah.
Oh, actually cut the
Even
whole...
more.
A little bit of the beginning, and then the end. And the middle was stupid.
I don't know why they're doing this kind of storytelling.
It sucks.
It's bad.
It's a bad episode.
Yeah.
Even the episode where he was in the ice cavern.
It was just not necessary.
It was like, oh, Mando versus the spiders.
Yeah.
That was better than whatever Mando goes detective thing.
Right, and we see
And Mando's a droid racist, and it's okay.
Yeah, and it's weird because we all.
But it
thought
worked. Him
right.
being a droid racist worked.
It worked.
It did.
But also, I thought he kind of.
What'd I tell you, Bo? You gotta treat these like animals. He's such a racist to the droids.
I thought he got over it.
No, he
too.
didn't. It's deep down in his blood.
I guess so, because he was like, "Oh yeah, I like this one droid. I have to have the droid to go back to Mandalore," and then that just went out the window.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's such a Mando's a racist.
Yeah.
But overall, the episode is pretty bad.
Yeah,
It's completely skippable. Just watch the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally the last 5
Yeah,
minutes.
we're not kidding when we say that.
We start out and we see like these aquatic people. They're tooling around the galaxy doing their thing. They see an Imperial ship. Oh, they're the Imperials. And they do like a hail and everything. But you find out those are the Mandos, the other Mandos that were, remember they broke away from Bo-Katan? And they're like, oh, okay, what do you want? Well, we were hired you have the son of some, rich person.
yeah.
And we need him back. And he's like, no, I love you. And it's like breaking up a love story. So tragic, but you gotta go home, kid. So she gives up on him, like, oh, I'll see you again, all that kind of stuff. But then they touch. He's a fish dude, and she's a squid lady, and she tentacle kisses his face. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Someone's creepy fetish was on screen.
Yeah, it's not one thing. Okay, I know that since they're people, they probably do stuff. I don't need to see that.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's what's it, Davy Jones?
Yeah, Davy Jones making out with a fish.
With the fish. He's a fish. So they're like, oh, this is what the other Mandos are doing. I thought Mandalorians were honorable. Man, for the right coin. So they're basically just like, oh, that's what they've been doing. Just being mercenaries. Did Bo-Katan track them down?
I think so.
That's why they're on that planet.
Yes.
So they go to this planet. It's pretty lush.
Nice looking.
It's a pretty nice looking little planet. And they're like, oh, we're going to go talk to my people because she's the ships out there. Their ship gets auto-locked. Oh, you have to come see the Chancellor before you can go anywhere. So they see a bunch of droids, but they're Imperial droids. Like, I can't trust these things.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of make their way to the city, and it's like a very, ho, 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 we're fancy people.
Yeah,
So it's like rich, fancy people world.
Very aristocratic,
Yeah.
we're...
Parties! So, Jack Black is, the king or the Chancellor or whatever. Lizzo's his wife.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird to have these weird celebrity cameos. Remember back when someone would just be a stormtrooper? You wouldn't see their face and he'd be like,
was
yeah, I was in
fine.
a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
And we find out 10 years later, oh, that was Daniel Craig in that suit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
No, this is in your face, here she is.
Right. Yeah.
And Lizzo, her acting, even for Star Wars, is pretty bad.
It's bad.
It's especially when she first sits down and she's explaining where she came from and where she is and this is our planet. It's like, okay, you learned your lines and now you're saying them. Jack Black is playing it up, but he's being like a character.
Right.
He's like a buffoon.
I found it a little charming when he's like, oh, I gotta show you, the grounds. And
he's like, oh, we can go talk over here. And because I guess there's an issue.
Yeah.
Because they can't just let him go see, because they hired those Mandalorians as the security force. Because since he was formal Imperial, he's not allowed to have a standing army.
Yeah.
So they have to hire out their army. Okay. But you're living in excess. No wonder why the First Order came in and kicked everyone's butts.
I know, and this is where it makes me kind of mad, because I wish there was a movie or even a TV show explaining the struggle of this, because granted, I understand you don't want an army. You don't want weapons.
But here's the thing. Do you think that was purposely done by the insiders? Make the Republic weak.
It could be.
Republic weak.
It could be, because you need an army. You need a military.
Or self-defense force?
Something. You can't...
They're not allowed to have any weapons.
No
nothing.
weapons, no ships, no nothing.
Fisticuffs, that's all they have.
Yeah.
They should have learned freaking, what was that game? That Star Wars fighting game? Trask Guitar, whatever the hell it was called.
Yes.
They need to learn that. That's the way of the Iron Fist or whatever. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, nothing.
So they're like, hey, we got some droids that are gone haywire. They're like they're hurting people. So we need you to find those droids and like find out what's going on and kill them or destroy them or do whatever. Then Bo-Katan's like, I just want to talk to those Mandalorians. I don't care about your problem. Oh, but to do that first, we'll like grant you, we'll let the New Republic know that Mandalore is badass and like you guys are cool. So like we'll get you a new city charter. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
Then she agrees. They have to go talk to Christopher Lloyd, and he's like the main droid controller person. Mando's like, why don't you just shut them all off? Oh, it's like the Jetsons, where since they live such a life of luxury that people wouldn't be able to do anything.
Right. Literally basic function of like, I don't know, like going to go pick up food.
We didn't have a robot that washed our laundry. We just put it in the laundry machine.
Right.
It's just like Fry. But it's that whole concept. It's almost like Wall-E.
Yeah. Like
to a point, these people just party and drink and eat and fart and F. That's all they do.
Yeah, they're all leisure time. There is not 1% of work at all.
So, yeah, that's why we can't shut off all the droids. But here's a list of all the droids that we think might be going bad. But it's like, how do they have that list? It's weird, right?
I don't know.
And Bo-Katan's never wearing her helmet again. Here's the thing. They could have gotten to combat. Why didn't she at least have it on her hip like a motorcycle helmet?
I know, right?
But it's like, is that in her contract? Do I want people to see my face?
Maybe. I don't want to wear the helmet.
You gonna hide this pretty face?
Or at least maybe make it, like you said, a clip-on. At least
like a motorcycle helmet is like clipped on her belt. But it's like, no other Mandalorians, they don't do helmets anymore. They're like, okay, they go down to the shipping yard, and we see like the Roger, those guys.
Yeah.
And they recommissioned the battle droids, the big ones, to be like cargo guys. Okay. Bo-Katan's talking to them like, oh, we're down here because we're trying to check out, these droids, they're all fine, they're perfect. Did that happen before they talked to the people?
No, they talked to the
Ugnans? Ugnans? Did that happen first?
Yeah, that happened
It's
first.
so boring.
Right, because that's the whole...
It's just, I'm not even really...
Yeah, they go talk to the Ungans, and the Ungans give them the information about the droids.
Right, because then he tells Bo-Katan you got to talk to him in a certain way.
Yeah, I've spoken. Remember that guy? That dude was dope. But so that happened first. Excuse me, I messed that up. It's such a stupid episode. So we went to talk to the Ungans first because they're the ones who build the droids. Oh, we know you. We're not insulting you guys.
Right. Because when Bo-Katan said, like, oh, yeah, there was a malfunction, and then it made it sound like it was their fault.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, you guys' craftsman's, like, legendary. That's
so, but he buttered the wheels. He buttered the bread on both sides.
He did.
And then they gave him the information about the battle droids. So now back to where I was saying that the battle droids, Bo-Katan's trying to talk to the guy, and then Mando's just, like, messing with him, like, hitting him. Then he starts, like, kicking him really hard. And the other droid's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. He's like, oh, if they've been reprogrammed, they won't mind. He's such a racist. It's just like... Just switch this out for human beings. Like, oh, they're just black people. Who cares? It's so weird to make Mando have this.
And it makes it weird because we all thought he got over this.
Yeah.
Like, we all thought, like, oh, he got a little better about it.
Yeah, if they've been real programmed to do their job, they won't mind a little of this. And he's like kicking him and stuff. Then one fights back. So there's like 1,500 million droids here. Was he going to kick every individual droid?
If it takes me all night and all day, I'm gonna kick every droid.
He would have been Den, the kicking fiend Jaren, because he would have kicked 10,000 droids. So it runs away. They chase it down, and it's like the city's very like kind of like Blade Runner but cleaner.
Yeah, very clean.
Yeah, but everyone's like, "Whoa, droids running!"
And everyone's pretty. Oh, like I'm surprised I didn't see someone faint. Like, oh.
Yeah. But everyone looks like a French aristocrat.
Yeah.
They chase it down. They beat it. And then he had like a pack of freaking cigs on him. I don't even know what he had. It was like a stick, right?
Yeah, it was a stick. And it was
Why would he have it?
What was that?
Oh, it was called like the Infuse or something like that. And it's a droid bar.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got our next clue in our detective mission. It's so stupid. Why would he have it on him?
This episode is like you're doing a video game and there's a bunch of side missions that you don't want to do but you have to do and you're like,
oh, you gotta help the king first.
Yeah.
So they go to the bar and everyone stops. The droids from Star Tours are in there.
But that was cool.
Don't get a lot of our kind here. Hey, we need to talk to you about some droids that are going bad. And then Bo-Katan's like, let me handle this. Good cop, bad cop. Let me handle this. Then Din is like, pulls out like a shock stick. You know, tell me, do you want to rip your damn memory secrets out? And then like Bo's like, come talk to me. What the hell are you doing? You can't trust these droids and everything. He's like, he just goes full blown mega racist.
Right, and then earlier, Bo-Katan was like, you can't kick them all. Like, what are you doing? You got the job done, right? I'm like,
But it's right though.
oh, jeez.
But it worked.
It worked.
So him being a droid racist worked.
works.
That's
So
bad.
like, what's the lesson here?
I don't know.
So the guy's like, the bartender's like, I agree. If these incidents keep happening, they're gonna shut us all down.
Yeah,
And I don't want that.
They're gonna replace us all.
They're gonna replace us all. So we need your help too. And then Jin's like, nah. And then like the other droid's like, yay, help us. They all drink a juice,
Yeah.
but it's like a lubricating thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like, it also helps like rebuild their code. So there's something can be slipped in there. Okay, so they go and find the body of one of the last droids, and they're like scanning its blood.
Blood, yeah.
And they see, they have the same drink, and they like zoom in on it to like look at it, and there's micro droids in there, like little nano droids, and there's writing on the droids. It's what you call it? Was a chain code?
There's a chain code, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look into that. Wouldn't they have done that before? This lady's the worst autopsy person ever.
Exactly.
So she's like, oh wow, this is interesting. But do you think it can still be active? And then like, and then the machine went crazy.
Yeah, the little
The surgery droid.
Yeah.
So it's like shooting the surgery lasers everywhere. Then they end up shooting it, and then Bo-Katan goes, "It's still active." That's our Bo. Next time on the Mandalorian, it's so dumb.
Yeah, this is a silly episode.
So they went through the chain code and everything, and the person who ordered it was the security person, which was Doc Brown. And they're like, oh, we're going to go back and arrest him.
He has such a villain name, too. I can't remember
Oh, his name's like Hellgate.
Hellgate. Yeah, or something like that. I'm like,
come on.
Mr. Bad Guy.
Yeah, Soul Bad Guy.
Soul
He's
Bad
the only
Guy.
one who has the more bad guy name. So they go hang out with Hellgate London, and he's like, oh, I don't have time for you. We know about the stuff and everything you did. If anyone stops me, I'll hit this button, it'll turn on the battle droids. But why would they even be equipped with weapons? Even if they were just grab your head and snap it off.
Exactly.
But like, hopefully they still don't have their guns.
Yeah, I don't think they had their gun. Yeah, their hand. Yeah.
So he's like, oh, he was a separatist.
Yeah.
Oh, Count Dooku was a
visionary.
visionary, and then Bo just shocks him. Wouldn't it have been funny if he would have fell on the thing, like he fell forward and his head hit the button. It's a big red button, like full blown, like Saturday morning cartoon villain.
Yeah, it's not like a obvious like, oh yeah.
Lizzo's playing Big Lady
Wormball.
With Grogu.
It's very I want to say Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
So Grogu's like helping her win the croquet match.
What am I watching?
She's making her do that. She's like, "Oh, I'll eat you." Then they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here with Mr. Hellgate?" Oh, he's the one who set the droids up. Then he's like, "Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry. I don't like your husband. He's a punk." Oh no, I know his heart. He's true. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, I know.
I'm so sorry, my lady.
This almost sounds like Disney princess stuff.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
What are we watching here?
But since they found the guy, they're like, oh, we grant you, you can go talk to your people. And little Grogu, I'm making you a knight of the emissary of whatever the hell their planet is.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, he got like knighted.
Yeah, and then Bo-Katan got a key to the city. Like, I don't.
Yeah, literally a big giant key to the city. What the? She's gonna throw that in the garbage.
Yeah, I would too. Like, I'm not ever coming back to this.
If you open it up, it's made of chocolate. It's so stupid.
Yeah,
everything
that key like it uses to start like a ship, like because it's a huge effing key.
It's a big key.
It's goofy. This whole is goofy.
The whole thing is like, if you think of like the Mandalorians are the opposite of these people. Okay, they want nothing to do with these kind of people at all.
I love the joke you said at the beginning when you were watching it. Oh, you were the first planet I enslaved.
Yeah, but I get my planet back. I'm coming back here and taking over. So she goes down to her people, and they're like just in the field.
Yeah.
They don't have buildings or anything.
At least
they have their ships and tents.
Yeah, I like that one guy's name though. His name's
Wolf, like Rand Wolf or something.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He has a cool name. They don't see Mando and Bo-Katan are walking up. It's completely flat land. You can see them from about 600 yards away, but they don't notice them till they're like right there.
Well, that was kind of stupid.
That's a movie thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I'm here to get back my fleet. Oh, you can't. We don't like you. I challenge you. Okay, let's have a fight. So they have a fight. It's a pretty cool Mando fight. No one wears helmets anymore. But Homeboy's going for kill shots. He should rocket at her.
Yeah, shooting rockets.
Yeah, like he's even kind of missing and like hitting their own ships and stuff. But the fight's pretty cool. Notice how she didn't use any killing blows. He's using flamethrowers, but she kind of gets on the ground, gets an knife to his throat. You got to give up.
Yeah, yield.
Okay, I give up. But you'll never rule us. You don't even have the Darksaber.
You should be fighting him.
Yeah, you should be challenging that guy. Then Manda's like, oh, it's really yours. And she's like, no, it's not because I didn't beat you. And what I've been saying, we're all been saying, technically, you lost to that bug man.
Yeah.
And then you got it from him, so technically it's yours. And then Mando says that. So isn't this hers? And everyone's like, it's yours. Then she takes it and ignites it, and it's the end of the episode.
Right.
What the F? This episode sucked.
Yes. Last, like everyone was saying, last 10 minutes, that's all you needed.
There could have been a better adventure than the running around Planet Lizzo.
Yeah. And one thing I guess they did too is that
their heads are on pikes when the first order comes through.
Oh, jeez.
But might as well. They have no defenses.
They have no defenses.
They have a garrison, maybe a garrison of Mandalorians, and that's it.
Maybe if the droids have like the free choice, maybe they would
hit the button.
Hit the button, make them all battle droids. But one thing I guess it kind of explains maybe that's how she lost the Darksaber because she got captured.
Yeah. It was how did she lose in the first place to Moth?
Yeah, so maybe that's how
Moth Gideon.
Yeah. So
why even bring them up if you're not going to put them in there again? You know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, and I guess it was kind of uniting both sides because she did make that speech about like, well, he is Mandalorian.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's one of the childs of the Watch.
He has no Mandalorian blood in his veins.
But it doesn't matter as long as you walk the path, you're a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
See, in that way, they're
and he took the creed and he washed off in the waters. He did all the things that our ancestors did.
And he still won't take his helmet off, so that's even more hardcore than you'll ever be.
Right.
And yeah, none of the Mandalorians down there were wearing their helmets. None. Of them.
Yeah.
They're nowhere nearby. I guess saying like they should just have like a little clip thing there where it goes on their belt.
Yeah.
So like they can just put it on right away. Because if you were to jetpack around without a mask on or at least goggles, you'd be blind.
Yeah. What do you have dirt in your eyes?
But this was a celebrity cameo episode.
Probably one of the worst episodes of Mandalorian.
This was pretty bad. This was bad. This is like a 4 out of 10. Because, okay, she regained her little group, which is like, what, 10, 12? I mean, it's nice to have that little group of fighters, but they need more.
Right. Maybe this is going to be like one stop and they're going to pick up more, and then come back with the ones from the Watch and the Children of the Watch, and then go take back Mandalore.
But take it back from who?
I don't know.
There's no one down there but a bunch of monkeys. Literally, like monkey men. That's the thing I don't understand. Like, oh, we need these ships. Why do you need those ships?
Second bombardment.
Yeah.
It
doesn't. Who are they fighting? There's no one there.
I don't know.
It's a crap hole. It's a glassed out crap hole.
The only thing I could think of is if, but again...
For like, once we start setting up, we're going to need defenses and stuff.
Right. Or also, there's been a rumor, I'm not sure if this is true or not, Empire secretly on Mandalore.
Oh, they have a secret base.
Mining Beskar.
That makes sense.
But
they haven't said anything.
They haven't said anything, so why have an army? Like, it's kind of like, even if that's true, like, I'm just so lucky that I had this.
I just want to see that wolf guy on a dropship sitting next to the armorer, and he's like, so he's like trying to talk to her, and then she's just like this battle nun where she's just like, don't ever speak to me. Like,
or what's his name? The big guy, the big gun,
Kreese or whatever his name, whatever.
He just looks at him like, this guy's a
He's sitting with this giant machine gun, and the guy's like, oh damn.
Yeah, these are rough fighters.
Someone, this has nothing to do with anything, but someone told me that the rumor was, remember when they saw the ship that Moff Gideon escaped from? Mm-hmm. One of those dead bodies in there was Cara Dune.
I seriously doubt that.
I doubt they would do that.
But that's the way to get rid of her, though.
Well, it is, but I like how they said it better.
Well, she's just doing secret missions.
Right.
Yeah. Secret scroll stuff.
Well, I also feel one thing is bad about that, because if Moff Gideon is alive, you're telling me at the last second, if she was going to die, she would let Moff Gideon live?
Yeah, I know.
Shot his
She would have choked him out.
Yeah, choked him out before she died. That dead body would have been like this around.
Yeah, there's skeletons around his neck. But yeah, overall, I don't know where the Mandalorian's going. I love the character. I think Grogu's pretty cool. But we're aimless. We're a rocket shot into the sky with no...
And the problem is we still got another season of this. So what's the end game here?
I don't know.
Dave Filoni says there is no end game. But what happens to Grogu? Does he die? Do they... Again, unless they say they fall into some type of time warp thing and they just end up in the future, they end up at episode 10.
That would be hilarious.
Like the whole Mandalorian fleet just shows up somewhere because some type of space anomaly happens.
And they thought they got there and it's already like battle.
Yeah, and the battle's over and everything, and they just skip 15, 20 years.
Could.
That's only. But what else could happen? What else can explain it?
They can't.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna get Sabine. I'm not gonna get anything like that. Come on.
No.
I don't know. Mando's cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, this episode.
This is definitely a step backwards.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.